Live.
Oh, we're live.
Live. Good morning. How are you? What did you do on the weekend?
Mr. BURGIO.
I know you're going to tell us.
I want to tell everyone. But what we're going to talk about today, I will in a sec. What we're going to talk about today is firing your real estate agent for better or for worse. Over to you, Michael. How do you do this? Where's the snapper?
Yeah, it's not connecting to Facebook. Whatever we did. Anyway, we've got it. I'll check it after. Maybe it was the links back to my page.
Hey, how'd the weekend go?
Welcome to episode 284, Firing Your Real Estate Agent Morning Minutes with myself, Michael BURGIO, Mark Novak. Weekend's good. Went for a walk to Manly Sunday. So yourself?
How'd the spine go on the walk?
Yeah, not too bad. It was more I wore different shoes, so I got two big blisters. Rookie error. You don't walk like 5-10 Ks or whatever it was with new shoes.
I went to buy a mobile phone with the kids, and Lisa had to go to a friend's birthday party, so I had to teach the kids a lesson on how to save money. So we were sitting inside the Telstra store, and then I said, look, maybe we can buy. It was $1,280 to buy a new iPhone 11. Then Jade, my 14-year-old, went on to Gumtree and found a 3-month one-old for $900. We had to drive to Campsie.
So it's about an hour and 10.
Where is Campsie? Everyone's thinking. It is an incredible place. If you get a chance, guys and girls, if you get a chance, throw your family in the car, walk the half a kilometre strip of Campsie, eat the food, experience the restaurants, experience the grocery stores. It is a cool place to go.
Talk to the people, embrace the culture. It's a totally different world.
Honestly, I felt like I was overseas. I loved Campsie. Get it? Campsie, different to Kempsey.
Okay. Alrighty. This morning we're going to talk about firing your real estate agent. We touched on this with had Lisa on the show on Thursday morning, which was, we just sort of got into it, and it was just a great topic where there's so many ways to go. But I think a lot of people don't know the process, don't know when and how you can fire a real estate agent from residential rentals, sales, commercial leasing, and commercial sales. So that's what this episode's about. Mark, start us off in residential rentals.
Why would you want to fire a real estate agent?
They could have stole your credit card, like agency in DY. So.
That's touchy, that one. We won't.
No. Let's face it, there's many reasons to fire a real estate agent's performance. You just want to change, need a result. So it happens.
I think the basic one is if they haven't rented your property or they haven't sold your property in the desired time frame that you all agreed to, often you can do fight or flight. So you can work with your real estate agent and on solutions to get it sold or to get it rented. Or if you don't have faith in your real estate agent or the confidence that they can execute the actual job because you've given them maybe 1 or 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
What are your options?
Yeah, so we'll start with, as you said, because it's one of those industries where you don't necessarily get to try before you buy with the service. And let's face it, everyone always says they're going to do stuff, but things happen. So I always remember hearing when you speak to a client who may have a rental property, it's been on the market 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12. One, they don't necessarily know that's not normal for rentals in our area. 2 to 3 weeks, that's your time. So anything longer, there's something wrong. It's with the property, it's with the price, it's with the agent. And a lot of people don't realize the agreement structure in most cases. If there's no tenant, there really is no management agreement of the 90 days. So you can change. I know every time you tell people that, they're just like, what? Really? I thought I was locked in and my property was empty. They sometimes
don't believe you.
Yeah, they felt suffocated and they felt they had no option. So talk us through that and the difference of when it is tenanted.
Look, the good news is to change your agent, it's for free. So you're basically switching services, and our services we only get paid for if we on a success rate. So we're as agents, we're one of the last industries in the country that gets paid on success. So it's like a carpenter, you pay per hour. You don't pay him for if he does a good house or not, if he builds a good house or not. So, to switch to our services or to switch to agent services from one agent to another, it's for free. So with rentals, it's like you said, Michael, you can switch. It's basically, but I think you don't want to switch for the sake of switching. You want to switch you want to go out of one agent into another agent because they are offering something better, fresher, stronger than what you're currently offering. If they're going to do just the same thing that your existing agent's doing, then there's no cigar. And also, Michael, the 3 Ps are important. Hey.
Yeah, price, product, and placement. Price, product, promotion. Sorry, I was thinking the business 3 Ps, not the product. Price, product, promotion.
Yeah.
Now, how does that vary? Yeah. Yep. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, how does that vary from when it's tenanted?
Yeah, look, it basically that if there's a tenant in the property and you want to switch agents, so that would be different because the first example I gave you is if you can't get it leased and you're switching it to another agent. Now, another example is that you're not happy with the management services that you're getting and you want to switch to another real estate agent. Morning, Emma. Hey, Luke. Now, if you're not happy with the management services that you're getting, so you've had it with an agent for a couple of years and you may find they're a bit slow with repairs or they're a bit slow with returning your call or the service is just not acceptable, and there's a tenant in place, in agents' agreements, there is a notice period. Now, again, I want to strongly let everyone know that there's a big difference between a sales agreement that you have with your agent and a rentals agreement you have. And at the moment, I'm talking about rentals. Normally, it will have a termination period, a bit like phone contracts, when they have like a period of when you've got to get out. So it'll be either 30 days or 60 days or 90 days in that agreement. And that's basically got to be honoured, but the dollar value has to be honoured, not the period.
And that's the key thing. A lot of people go, well, I've got to wait 90 days. That's 3 months with the tenancy. I know we do a lot of it where you go, okay, 3 months, 90 days is $30 in agent fees. We'll give that $30 to that old agent, give us the file, we'll take it over straight away so we can look at it. And you don't mind as the agency because you're going to be collecting that rent and you'll get that in fees back. So a lot of owners going, well, if I'm leaving them because of service, if I give them notice and it takes me 3 months, and it's just gonna get worse before it gets better. But there is that sort of payout, just like your mobile phone. You can pay out the contract and get the new phone as well. So, as you said, it's free and it can be done quickly.
Yeah, and the incoming agent may pay out the outgoing agent on behalf of the landlord. So it doesn't even cost the landlord any money.
Yep. So then let's move to commercial. Well, commercial leasing is a little bit different, especially around the northern beaches, with a lot of it's an open agreement. Now, residential, predominantly, all of it's exclusive. When it's empty, you have one agent marketing it, and obviously one agent managing it. And same with residential sales, a lot of the time it's one agent. But commercial leasing is a little bit different, isn't it, Mark? How's an open agreement different to an exclusive?
So basically it's free for all.
Yeah.
It's there's no cost. Go hard. It's a bit like the running of the bulls.
Yep. It's like there's a key to the property. Give it to 10 agents. Whoever finds me the tenant gets paid. You all do what you want. That's in a nutshell. And there's another episode of pros and cons to all that, but just for this point of view, It's very simple. But if you are in exclusive leasing agreement, which is not common, but it is out there, that is stronger than a residential management agreement with leasing, where if there's no tenant, there's no agreement. Commercial leasing agreement is very similar to a sales agreement, which we'll get into soon. However, the one thing I say there is it's just if you lease it within that period. And a lot of the time an owner will say, you haven't done anything for 2 months, the agreement's for 3 months, I'm going to give it to another agent to put on the market, because it's exclusivity to get paid if a deal's done, not necessarily be the only one who can market it. Very different technical difference there, but makes a big difference, because you could say to another agent, because a leasing period or negotiation could take a month, 2 months, 3 months. So sometimes an owner will be like, there's 1 month to go. By the time we do a deal, it could be 2 months later and I'll be out of it. Just start marketing it, start showing it. Big difference there.
Huge. Now, if anyone who's just tuned in, we're talking about firing your real estate agent, and we've just sort of covered that rental side of it now. So that leasing or management. So if you're a landlord and you want to appoint a new agent, we've just explained a little bit on that. Now let's have a chat about sales.
Yeah,
this is the bigger stakes.
It is, and it's very similar to the leasing. Some properties are free for all. And some exclusivity as well. It's very, very similar, which is totally different to residential. I find it's with commercial sales, it depends on the property. There are some properties in commercial that sit for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and sometimes you'll see them just be free for all. And then
why would you want to fire your agent if you are selling with that agent? What are the reasons?
Yeah, days on market and strategy. I think even now we're seeing a big difference. I think residential is residential is 10, 15, 20 years ahead of commercial in a lot of ways. And there are still a lot of commercial agents doing it how residential was done 20 years ago. So we're seeing 2 reasons. They're firing because they just want a new strategy. It could be social media, could be how it's promoted. So you want to fire that way. But also days on market. Sometimes it's a little bit like, I'll be with you for a couple of months and then I'll go with someone else for a couple of months. But that's more because they're all doing the same shit and they're just scrolling through names rather than for strategy.
Look, the reason and sometimes it's even sort of a little bit academic. Sometimes people just lose confidence. There may have been an event with that agent that made a seller lose confidence. That agent may have been late to an open house, always late to open houses. That agent may have turned up to the presentation saying that they're amazing, and 4 weeks later, you've been selling the property and you haven't seen them doing your open house. They've got junior. Doing the open house. So, that. But the biggest reason is they just haven't sold your place, and it's been on for. I guess you can expect if you're selling, your days on market, Michael, for DY are probably 20 days. Average in the whole out of all the properties that are out there, 20 or 30 days.
A lot longer, but it's more. 3 months, 4 months for a typical sale property. Yeah, there's a lot more out of 10 listings. There's only 10 or 20%, which are those gun blazing sell within a week, 30 days. So have you
got RP data there you can bring up?
Yeah.
On over there. We'll post it anyway. We'll whack it in the bottom of the post, the days on market for DY, so you can see. I reckon we're probably sitting between 20 to 30 days as the average days on market for our suburb. But let's have a look. It'll be interesting in COVID. I haven't watched that number in the last month or two. Okay, so to fire your real estate agent, you need first of all, you need to be out of the agency period. So how long is a typical agency period for a sales agent?
Yeah, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Say 90 days, 90 days.
90 days. So if you are at the end of that 90 days or approaching that end of the 90 days, you start talking to your fresh kid on the block. Again, the reasons they wouldn't have sold is incorrect pricing, incorrect promotion, or incorrect presentation or product, the way the place is being presented. So they're the reasons. So you want to look, if you're appointing a new agent, you want to make sure they are getting those 3 Ps right. They're pricing your property correctly, the presentation's good of the marketing, and the presentation of the property. So you got to work collaboratively with your agent on that.
And also a big thing as well is a lot of people get caught up of what they own and what they don't own when leaving as well. When it comes to photography, floor plans, all that type of material, a lot of the time you're paying for it as well. So I think a lot of people go, oh, I don't. And there are deals with the portals as well, because sometimes real commercial is expensive. It can be $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000. So there are deals. Just looking for days on market. I don't know where it's at. I'll look it after. There are deals out there for the portal, so don't be too deterred. It's just a phone call away. The termination part of it, easy. But keep in mind, the termination, there's a difference between how long you like being on market and the agreement and marketing it. The agreement may be for 90 days, but it doesn't mean they get the opportunity to show your property and have it on the portals. You can say, remove all the ads. Yes, I'm in agreement. Whatever, but no more marketing, no more access. There is a different point stuff as well.
And it's from when the day you sign the agreement, not when it started getting advertised. So it's as soon as you sign that agreement, the clock started, and then you can actually pull it off. People don't realise without penalty, you can pull it off the market at any time with an agreement. So if you sign today, it doesn't mean that the property, you can actually call the agent tomorrow and say cease advertising, and they don't.
Exactly. What else?
And Mal said days of market can be skewed with cooling off periods. Absolutely. A lot of agents report getting under contract. Eventually it sells 10 business days later. That's right. So you got to watch the days of the market's a little bit skewed at the moment because it's not unconditional, means it's the sold's on the signboard. It's done, it's finite, no one's backing out of nothing. Conditional or on a cooling off period means that the purchaser's got time to do their research, and sometimes that's taking a long time. Used to take 5 business days, now it's almost like 10. But that's how you fire an agent.
How good's that? But not us. I'm just still.
No. It's pretty rare. Although I think if you, I think that we outbound wires getting fired. It doesn't really happen. But we take. I guess we onboard in rentals and sales. We onboard probably half a dozen properties a month that have been on the market. Actually, rentals a lot more. So rentals, I'd say we onboard probably between 5 and 10 of other agents' properties that are under management or not leased. And I'd say sales, we probably onboard probably 2 or maybe a month, or maybe 3 a month. We onboard from other agents not selling. You know what we haven't covered, Michael? It doesn't necessarily mean bad agent. Sometimes I think there's just not a relation. There's not a good
exactly. Yes.
chemistry between the seller and the buyer, or they may be at loggerheads a little bit all the time. So often I find it's not a battle of the personalities, but sometimes that you've got the ability to explain things to a seller so they understand, because you sort of think the same. So sometimes the seller just needs a better communicator.
Because unlike residential, you're dealing with them a lot longer. So a lot can happen in 30 days, 1 month, 3 months, 6, 12-month shifts. So good point.
Definitely.
All right, everyone. We'll be back
buddy.
tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Love you. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Bye.